What is up, friends? YouTube motorcycle enthusiasts, Accelerate here with a race in Kentucky. It is the KXCR Hard Enduro, and we're off once again, ripping down the course and what possibly we did last in my row. But hey, it's launches are not my best forte for sure. Definitely get some action right out of the box. I really hope that dude is okay. It looks like he may have went over the bars. I didn't look back because the creek bed was surprisingly kind of rough. So yeah, that definitely startled me watching that dude zip through there. So a little hill to begin with, and as you can tell, the track is pretty open. It's kind of the theme throughout here as I'm kind of getting my bearings straight and getting my feet under me and just kind of getting squared away. Getting warmed up and almost hit a tree. That definitely almost happened. I'm pretty sure I puckered quite a bit on that one. But yeah, make it through some single track and first little hill climb here. And of course, what wouldn't be a good Accelerate hill climb without me stalling halfway up the hill and then going diagonal, getting started again, almost looping it, and finally finishing at the top where I was happy to be up there. Got some guys there to the right that couldn't wait, and they went around. So no ribbon. Interested to see what the official rule is. Remember, Sear was 6 feet off the intended path, but I need to look at the AMA rules.
Thank you, good sir.
A good friend of mine letting me pass. That was really nice of him. They mostly race hair scrambles, but they've been doing more hard enduro, so my friend Mike and Brennan, definitely good to see them out and to ride.
Whoo, doggy. Juice it. Fuck.
Yeah, that's what I should have done, but I came up to this step off kind of slow and had no momentum to goose it. I was still cool. I didn't have the confidence on that one. It was a pretty good little drop off, and yeah, it's kind of interesting. It took me a while to get my confidence on the bike in this race. I really wasn't feeling like I had a couple things going on. No excuses, but we'll just say some lessons were learned. The bike wasn't handling very well. And of course, you can see me kind of go back and forth on this single track. There was a lot of transfer, this type of single track, which is really fun to ride. It's just, there was a good bit of it for a hard enduro. No complaints about the course. I mean, overall, the guys put together a good course. There was some really tough creek sections, really slick, but you know, this was just a faster course. And you know, in my expert fashion, I changed the fork oil in my forks, and somehow I lost my attention span and forgot to put my suspension back. So my forks were essentially backed completely out in compression and rebound, which could probably explain why I was deflecting off of pretty much everything whenever I first started riding. I just didn't really feel comfortable on the bike. It didn't really make any sense. I've been slowly dialing my suspension in a little more, and as I'm getting better enough to know what I kind of like and don't like. So yeah, I was pretty sad about that. I actually found that out after I got back, after the end of the race. So, but there was that one. The other thing I did was changed gearing. Don't recommend that. I got one ride on, I usually run a 1250, which is kind of my go-to for hard enduro. That keeps that first gear nice and low, especially in the creek beds, to really be able to lug and control. I ran a 1350, and first gear was just a little tall. I stalled way more than I needed to. I didn't have enough time on the new gearing to really get a feel for it. So, you know, I knew better. I had a 12-tooth sprocket. I just tried. I wanted to try something different, and it was the wrong move. You know, it's like the golden rule of racing: do not change things before the race. Like, do not change what you eat. Do not change your bike setup. Just do what works. You know, that's the point of running things over and over. And the third thing that I kind of flubbed up was I ran a Kenda Ibex, which, to be fair, I don't dislike the Ibex. I know some people like it, some people don't, but it doesn't quite grab the way a gnarly does in those really slick stuff, like the slick rocks. So I had a few issues in the creeks. I wasn't getting good traction. The bike felt a little off with the gearing. And then with this, I mean, obviously the suspension forks being backed out didn't really affect me in the creek. I mean, it's just slow stuff. It's not going to really be a big deal there. But yeah, those three things. I knew better. I kind of messed up the setup, and I have an older Kenda Gnarly, which is what I typically run. I easily could have ran it and flipped it, but I ran the Ibex in Ohio at Fall and Hively, the last race there, and it did well. I had no problems, but to be fair, it was a lot more mud, and it tends to clean out. So nonetheless, again, no excuses, but some things worth noting for anybody that's thinking about changing anything with their bike setup before race. Lesson learned on that one. So, this is all very good things that we're learning as I'm struggling to get over these logs. I think I lost a lot of technique here. I don't know. I wasn't real happy with my technique, but overall, it was a fun race, and these guys did put together a good course.
Thank you.
was like the tidal wave from Deep Impact. Maybe I'm showing my age a little bit, but yeah. This dude, just that whole water wave was cold, and it hit me and it surprised me.
Thank you.
Yeah, I cussed a little, but I gave a chuckle after the fact, and then of course the young man that did it, he saw it go down. He apologized. I was like, dude, you're totally cool. I mean, that's hard enduro, that's racing, but yeah, that soaked me pretty much right out of the gate. I was wet from head to toe, and it was a good one for sure.
That'll get it.
So I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm trying a different camera mount setup. Typically I run a chest mount, the traditional GoPro, the one that you buy that it's a standalone mount that you just wear center chest. That's what I've typically ran, and I like it okay. It's independent of my pack, which is a cool feature. And the angle's a little bit high center, so it's not terrible. I like it okay, but nonetheless, I tried a shoulder strap mount. This one essentially straps to my Zac Speed pack that I really like. I really like that Zac Speed pack. But and I like it. It seems a little bit higher. The camera does. So, I figured this time was a little different. Another thing that I'm trying different was actually running a battery bank instead of swapping batteries. So I on this one I ran a USB-C to the GoPro itself from a 26,000 milliamp battery pack, which ironically still fits in my Zac Speed race pack, which is good. And it can run the GoPro for 4 hours continuously with no problem. If I had a newer GoPro and I could run a 256 gig CF card, then it would run it the entire time for that as well. It would do 8 full hours of 4K at 30 frames per second. So I'm due for a new GoPro anyway. But anyway, I thought I'd bring up the battery bank setup. If you guys got questions or comments about like what you run for racing and riding and recording video, leave a comment down below, because I'm always looking for different setups, and the battery bank I think is a really good setup. I'm fine-tuning it. When you take that door off, you lose the waterproof feature, but it doesn't seem to be a major problem. If it was raining, I may mix things up, but in any case.
You're good, man. Hey, Quinn's coming through.
Now we got Quinn Wenzel coming through there. You know, it's cool to see this. I'll tell you, this fall series, man, the Factory Riehu guys have just been tearing it up, and it's really cool to see them come up and get on podium and stuff. Quinn and Hayden Mosa. I feel like there's another factory rider. Forgive me, I can't think of his name if there is, or maybe it's just somebody that's either dealer sponsored. But I've definitely been seeing more Riehus on the course, and just those dudes have been ripping, man. Hayden, he's my Battle of the Goats. I got lost in the pro section buddy, so that's how I met him. Seems like a really good dude. So I always wish him luck and high five him at the events. So yeah, right here I ended up going left. I actually questioned this later, and I had to go back and watch the footage because I thought maybe I was cutting the course at first. And you'll see, I go around the second time on my second lap, and a dude was questioning it in front of me, and I was like, dude, go left. You know, if they wanted to block it, they would have put ribbon there. And I didn't see any ribbon, and I was a little concerned because it looked like it was kind of like circumventing the course a good bit. But nonetheless, I don't think it was a foul, and I try to stay within bounds, you know, of the course. I don't like cutting. I don't like people that cut. You know, there's a time and place for it whenever there's a ridiculous bottleneck.
Boy, you ain't kidding.
But anyway, I want to do the right thing. So I think I was. You guys can leave a comment on that one too. For you guys that maybe either ran the course or based on what you saw from my footage or someone else's, what do you think? I think it was good. Quite a few people were going that way. The right line may have been a little bit quicker, which would have led all the way around. You know, I don't know if I would count that. I still didn't clean this hill, which was really annoying. It took me 2 times the first lap, and then this one was, I got to the top, and I kind of restarted there a little bit. I kicked a little bit at the top, but yeah, still annoying. Man, these hill climbs are getting me. So this one was reattempt 2, and I got to a place where I could, you know, cross over, switch back, and I felt comfortable about attempting this from that position. This was a tough one. The only people that were going to clean this one, there was a bottleneck at the top, like pretty consistently. There was either me, or clearly me right now, stuck in the way, or someone else, and this dude just goes for it. I heard him coming, and he just like emerged, and he was apologetic, but it was super cool. It didn't end up being an issue. But yeah, this was a good one. This was definitely a good sketchy section at the top of a pretty steep hill, so pretty sweet.
Sorry. You're okay.
Yeah, wasn't I just talking about Riehu's really kind of making an appearance, you know, in the scene? They merged. They've come out of, you know, out of the middle of the air
right
there. This guy went for it, man. It was a wild attempt.
Why is this thing pissing fuel?
So this dude is a youth rider. I don't know his name. I need to look him up. I saw him actually again recently at Kairos this past weekend. So I'll be working on that video. I'm a little bit slow on this one, but you know, he yelled at me. He's like, "No, you want to team up?" And I was like almost to the top, but I was, you know, I told him, I was like, "Yeah, man." And this dude was getting after it, and he did help me. He got me spun around and got me over the crest there. So I parked it and went back and helped him. And this guy passed me. I don't think I saw him again. You know, shout out to these youth riders, man. These guys, I'm telling you, some of these guys, whenever they move to big bikes, and you know, when they hit 18, they become adults. They're gonna be A riders. Like, these dudes, so impressive, and it really just shows like where our sport's going. You know, it's not just the motocross kids out there doing it now. It's like these guys out there, these young men and young women, to be honest as well, out there riding, you know, gnarly terrain, and for the next generation of hard enduro riders, you know, which is very awesome. I also just learned to cross a log again right there, so you can see that in action. Again, I don't know what's even happening. Could it be that I just cleaned a hill climb? That's right. Better save that video so I can reference it. Yeah. I was glad that I cleaned that one, finally. So the signal track was pretty good on this race. It was kind of the story. There was a lot of kind of, I wouldn't necessarily say flow, but a lot of like single track, kind of technical signal track, and then the few hill climbs, and then some few technical creeks, and you know, that was kind of the story with this one. It was a good course. I think some of my frustration after the fact carried over from just, you know, like I mentioned before, the suspension stuff. So yeah, but overall it was a good course. There is like the top of the hill, kind of like where you can see now. There was definitely some good rock drop-offs and some other stuff that we had to contend with, which was pretty cool. Some downhill that was pretty rocky, and you just can't go fast in a lot of that stuff. Well, at least I can't go fast in a lot of that stuff. So yeah, overall, kudos to the KXCR guys for putting on the race. You know, again, hard enduro is not hair scramble, so you know, getting guys and gals to come out to do this stuff is it's awesome that venues are willing to break into it. So very cool. Yeah, just when you think you may be able to race 40 plus expert, nah, I'm right where I should be.
Okay.
Felt like I was flowing here a little bit better. I don't know if the gels kicked in or what. I kind of got my second wind in some of this open stuff. I'm not flying by any means, but I was definitely feeling better. I feel like that wasn't quite feeling as tired, and yeah, even I had enough energy to wipe the camera off, you know, as I'm going through the woods here. So yeah, it was pretty good, despite my forks probably kind of really deflecting more than I was used to, and me just thinking I was crazy. But yeah, it was good. Back in the creek. Oh yeah. The youth rider was helping helping my front end from bobbling there. So it looks like I did see him again. I totally forgot about that.
Sorry.
Yeah, I just wasn't feeling these creeks, man. I don't know what was going on, but I can't blame the tire. Classic, right? I just blame the tire, man. Everything was wrong. But yeah, I think I hadn't ridden some good slick, rocky creek sections in a while, so you get a little flustered, you're tired, your heart rate's pinging, and yeah, maybe that's what it was. Yeah, for the life of me, I could not get up and around that thing. I flubbed it up last time, and I messed it up that time and ended up having to push it. I don't know. I want to go back, and I dropped the ball in that both times, and it really annoys me. Because it wasn't that hard. It was very slick, but you just had to kind of zap it and go up and, and turn. And I could tell also from whenever I hit it, well, other than not being in front of the bike, but I was also weighting the wrong side because I was turning to the left. I should have been weighting my left foot. So there's that too, but it is what it is. Yeah, like that guy.
Oh yeah. What's up, Quinn? I won't lean into you, buddy.
Yeah, this guy here to the right. Oh yeah, look, Quinn Winslow making another lap. This guy there to the right ended up tweaking his back, which really sucked. Hope he's doing better. He was just watching some of the action, waiting for it to clear out so he could get down out of there.
Guarantee he goes.
But yeah, it was. It's never fun, man. Getting hurt sucks.
Well, maybe not. Yep. so easy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I actually cut it out, cut the footage out, but I tried the same move that Quinn did because the dude there was clogging that, and it didn't work, of course. Yeah, so I ended up going to the right, but yeah, figured I'd save the time, right? I don't mind showing my failures, but you know, you just gotta keep them limited, right? Good? So as I was commenting on the AMA rules there earlier,
Really? What the fuck is the point, bro?
and showing my frustrations, you know, for people essentially riding around. But the question is it really around? Well, so I looked up the AMA portion, and there isn't, like I said before, SEER is like 6 feet, right? So that nomenclature, that specificity is not within the AMA rulebook. They essentially say, you know, if there's a double arrow or tape, then you go between it, which everybody knows that. It's standard for pretty much all off-road stuff. But it doesn't specify. It just basically says ride the intended course. And riding the intended course, if there's, you know, if there's a rock gully to your left, and that's the harder line, but there's clearly a right line that's 3 to 4 feet to the right of that. I mean, to be fair, it's the intended course. I mean, are they making it? Are they saying you absolutely have to go into this rock gully? No, because if they did, then the promoter would have put tape there to say you will go through here, kind of like what we see right now. You know, you just can't go up and to the left straight like where I'm at now, right? You can't do that. So you got to go to the right. You got to go through this intersecting course. So, long story short,
That's what I did last time. You're out of the ribbon, you're good.
aha, this is what I was talking about before. And that's what I was telling this dude. I was like, yeah, man, like they would have put something there, right? Like they would have. I went through there last time, and I didn't see any ribbon. But then I look to my left, right here, and there's ribbon down, but it doesn't. I don't know where it's going, and I didn't see this until after I reviewed the footage. I just don't know. So I don't know, man. My world's falling apart here. Maybe I cheated. My ultimate 16th place, which I think I still get points for 16th, so I don't know. But this is the twice I went through here, and there was a path, and people had been doing it, and I didn't see that ribbon, and it seems still probable, so I don't know. You guys call me out if we're going wrong. It's pretty much single track, and coming into the final portion of the race. Again, overall, KXCR was a good race. Had a little bit of trouble, but you know, that's how we adapt and overcome. We learn lessons and you move forward. Again, I'm recording this I'm stating it again for myself for viewing later. Don't change anything, Accelerate. What are you thinking? In any case, ended up again, like I said, 16th in B class. But I'll take it. It's not my best, but I mean, again, a lot of good riders. The bar is raising, and it just goes to show that people love hard enduro. So up next is going to be Kairos Resorts, the River Monster, which is round 4. I mean, after that, there's only one more. So really looking forward to Kairos, and I've ran it, and it's a fantastic venue, and looking forward to that one. So I hope you guys enjoy, and hope you get out there, get on 2 wheels, and ride a dirt bike. This is Accelerate once again, signing off.
I didn't go up a place? Damn.